Hello, welcome back to Media Countdown. My name's Chris,
My name's Robert.
and today we're going to be ranking the Quentin Tarantino films from worst
to best.
best.
All right, Chris, let's get started with the worst. Number 9, The Hateful Eight.
Yeah, obviously we're big Tarantino fans, but yeah, it had some of the best casts, like had Kurt Russell, Samuel Jackson, Tim Roth, just a huge cavalcade of actors, but it was just boring. It's the worst thing that I could say about it. It was just boring.
Well, Quentin Tarantino's movies, what makes them great are the characters.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to kind of like some of the characters to like the movie. I didn't like any of those characters. They were terrible. I enjoy Western movies. I love Quentin Tarantino as a director, and I really love his movies. This was by far. I really didn't enjoy this one.
Yeah, it to me it was like, usually he's good about taking kind of asshole characters and
making them likable or at least relatable.
Exactly, and it just didn't click. That's the best thing.
The best character was Kurt Russell's character, but he died pretty early on in the film, so it was kind of crap after that.
Starting from there is 8 is Inglourious Bastards.
A lot of people like this movie. I did not. Did you, Chris?
Not really huge on it.
I'm a huge history buff. I know you are too.
Yeah.
World War II, love World War II stuff. You know what I mean? You think Quentin Tarantino's doing a World War II movie? He's got Brad Pitt and a pretty big cast, and I thought it was terrible. I mean, it just didn't do it. I don't really. It's hard to explain.
It's like he took a World War II film and made it kind of boring,
which is hard.
Yeah, I think that to me this was like a lot of Tarantino's strength is like dialogue, and there was just a whole bunch of dialogue in there. The scenes that just kind of stopped the pace of the movie that just made it not really enjoyable. But overall, just kind of meh, if anything.
At best.
Yeah.
All right, number 7, Death Proof. This it came out with the Grindhouse thing with Robert Rodriguez for his other movie. It didn't do that well in the theaters, and I didn't think it was okay, and just okay at best.
Yeah. It had Kurt Russell, and good actors in there, but just I think with that movie, probably going back and watching it by itself, it holds up just a little bit more, but I remember going to the theater to go see that movie. And when you went to see, he mentioned Grindhouse, like it was a double feature 4-hour, exhibition. So by the time you finished Planet Terror, you were already kind of spent. So when you watched this, it was
it just didn't hold up. I was, there opening night to see this because it's the new Quentin Tarantino movie. That's all I cared about.
Yeah, but overall, kind of it was average at best. Yeah.
All right, number 6 is Django Unchained. This one was by far his most successful in the box office movie, and this was a pretty big cast: Jamie Foxx, Leonardo DiCaprio, Christopher Waltz. Just a big, Samuel Jackson. It just, it was a very successful movie. What do you think, Chris?
I liked it. I personally liked the Leonardo DiCaprio just being this absolutely, over the top, literally mustache twirling villain. But overall, I think it actually did win an Oscar for best screenplay. I would say, this is definitely kind of almost middle of the pack. Wasn't it wasn't really bad, but he has far better movies. That's kind of why we kind of put it right around here.
I think it's mostly known for the memes nowadays, especially the Leonardo.
Going to next one is number 5 is Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
To be honest with you, most of I was a huge Quentin Tarantino fan, and he made a string of movies that just were not that great and I kind of so I took a while before I even watched this movie. I used to go like for opening day for when a movie
Yeah,
came out. When I
yeah.
watched this, I was just it was a great.
You were kind of reticent to like,
Oh yeah,
yeah.
this was really good. This was it brought it back my faith, I guess, in him making movies. I guess you'd say. Big time cast again: Leonardo DiCaprio, Brad Pitt, Margot Robbie. I mean, this was just and I think it was a unique story. Kind of behind the scenes in Hollywood. I
Kind of.
didn't know the Manson story behind it when I watched the movie, so it was kind of a big
Mm-hmm.
surprise.
Oh, I knew all about it, so I was kind of watching it, like, see how they're going to do that.
I mean, I kind of saw
Uh,
where they were going when he went to that little ranch kind of area,
hmm
but I really enjoyed this. This was great. It
Yeah,
was a,
yeah. I know. I think what was it? The Brad Pitt won the Best Supporting Oscar.
oh, really?
So at Best Supporting Academy Award. Yeah, I think this was kind of really a return to form for him.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, overall, like just really, really good movie. Number
Yep.
4 is Reservoir Dogs,
Mhm.
his first film.
That's right.
Yeah.
Again, with the characters, from Quentin Tarantino is known for is his characters in this movie. And these, they each got a funny name: Mr. White, Mr. Orange, Mr. Blonde. Our favorite, Mr. Pink,
Mr. Pink. Yeah.
Steve Buscemi. But
hmm
I love. I mean, this you talk about one-liners in a movie.
Oh yeah, this was like endlessly quotable.
About
Like,
the guy, that whole thing about him tipping when they're arguing about like good songs from the '80s, like "Borderline" by
yeah,
Madonna. I mean, there's
yeah.
just so many lines and scenes. I mean, it's very creative. Just everything about this movie was creative. It was very small budget to do it.
Mm-hmm.
It just
Yeah, this was definitely like his opening kind of thing. Uh, but no, this was really. I would probably think I remember seeing this like a couple of years before Pulp Fiction,
mhm,
and I didn't even know anything about like this, so I didn't even know who this was. But
mhm.
yeah, I remember seeing like my brother sitting there, sitting down and watching it. So yeah, really good movie. Awesome.
Oh yeah. All right, number three, we got Kill Bill 1 and 2. We were
Yeah,
put
we actually are making this one film because Tarantino himself considers this one film.
okay.
So yeah,
Well,
that's what we're doing.
but yeah, this is another big cast. Uma Thurman, David Carradine. Talk about characters. I mean, again, that's kind of what
Yeah,
makes his movies great. Just the characters involved in it. It was really just. I mean, this is I mean, I hate to say like ranking the top four was kind of
yeah,
difficult, especially the top
yeah,
three
yeah, we definitely
because
kind of sat there and like oh, maybe there, maybe this, but yeah, so yeah, this was really
this movie, you
yeah,
go back and watch it again. Oh my God. You just really don't realize how good it is. Both of movies, of course, but
hmm
and just the story behind it, everything, and the pacing of the movie. It kind of has to go
hmm
back to, how Quentin Tarantino likes to pace his movies.
yeah, yeah. This
So,
was it was definitely like a real like tightly paced. You were constantly involved in what's going on. Yeah, awesome movie.
all right. Number two. All right, one of me and yours favorite. This was
Uh,
kind of hard to put one
yeah,
or two. Is Jackie Brown. A lot of people don't have Jackie Brown as their top Quentin Tarantino
hmm
movie, but I think, man, this movie.
this was like yeah. We kind of definitely debated on this because Jackie Brown is just an
Mhm.
awesome movie. I know he was kind of going for the 70s. He got with Pam Grier, so he was trying to go for that 70s
Well, the
high school.
soundtrack, I
Yeah.
had the soundtrack to this movie. Talk about soundtrack. You had Bomb Me Wallback, Across 110th Street, which is a great song. I mean,
hmm
there's tons and tons of old soul 70s kind of music if you like that kind of thing. It's great.
Delphonics.
Yeah, that kind of music I didn't really,
Yeah.
grow up listening to or anything, but just
It is
hearing this
really
movie,
good.
I went and bought the soundtrack and
hmm
it was great. It was a big time cast. Like I said, Pam Grier, Samuel L. Jackson, Robert Forster, Robert De Niro. I mean, Bridget Fonda, and just the story. Just these like kind of low level.
Yeah, well, it was like the having the story of like where usually you have these like kind of most times you get these like kind of bombastic characters, but with this movie you had like a an old middle aged woman, you had like the bail bondsman,
The ex
the
con,
ex con, like
the
the
half assed gun runner.
yeah, it was very unique. like
It made the characters more relatable, to be
Mhm.
honest with you, because there's like small time crooks, kind of.
and even Michael Keaton's character
Yeah.
as the ATF agent was just like, memorable performances. Yes, if you
Him and
haven't
Sid Haig as the judge, that was kind
Sid
of cool.
Haig, having Sid Haig as the judge, it was pretty hilarious. It was, just overall, like I would probably say, released our personal opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I don't know how realistic the movie is, but the conversations the characters have with each other
Or like
seemed
real.
more real.
Yeah,
and that's I think one thing that did it.
Definitely. Number one, obviously, is Pulp Fiction.
That's really pretty obvious.
Yeah,
This is an all-time movie. It's kind of cliche to say it's one of the best movies ever made. And
it's up on there in top 10 of all time.
And just again, the cast: John Travolta, Samuel Jackson, Uma Thurman, Harvey Keitel, Tim Roth. I mean, Big Rames. That's just.
I mean, we can
Christopher
go all,
Walken.
Yeah, we could go on.
Bruce Willis. I mean,
we can go all day on it.
I remember when this movie came out. I didn't really get the big hype till I watched it finally on tape, maybe a year or two after it came out. I was kind of younger then, but it was just like, whoa.
Yeah,
and it just.
And I think we watched it. We sat down with your
older teenage daughter.
Yeah, and older one, and it still. We remember watching it, and it still kind of holds up.
It does.
It still holds up.
What's your favorite scene? I know mine.
Favorite scene. I still think the scene with Uma Thurman.
That's mine too. Damn it.
and Eric Stoltz.
Just when he runs into the guy's house after he calls him, it's like,
yeah, and then I ain't never gotten the shot. I ain't about to. Yeah, I just that's probably picking a little out, but that's pretty good. And I did like the scene where they're in the diner near the end.
That's what's in my number 2 scene too.
Yeah, where
I just like it when all of a sudden Samuel Jackson's trying to talk to the crooks, and then all of a sudden he knows Vincent Vegas, John Travolta's character, is coming out of the bathroom. Hold up.
Yeah, hold up. No, like it's cliche, but there's a reason why it is his best film. Yeah. So we can't really say more than that.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for tuning in. Remember to like and subscribe, and check us out for our next video.